welcome to Friday night's episode of the Blitz Pickup. Your girl is back because I know you guys were probably really tired of seeing Tony on the camera. But the guys are going to have some really good topics for you guys tonight. I will not be here, but they will talk about some player spotlight on the wide receivers tonight. Another topic I think that will be really interesting to hear is them talking about Tyreek and Ramsey and their confidence in Tua's ability to win a big game, or the big game, I should say. They'll talk about some other stuff, I'm sure, but they're also going to revisit the run game. Tony and Lou, I think, have some new numbers. So nothing else from me. I'm going to bring up the guys.
No. You could elaborate why you're not gonna be on the show. You just gonna say,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
Hey.
Listen, the chat gives me a lot of passes. Okay, like
that's what we doing.
More than Alex, and as you can see, the dedication that I'm not in my normal background. So the dedication is there.
Well. Let me just say this just before you get up out of here, right? So we let you get PTO on Wednesday show. Right? We gave y'all PTO on Wednesday, and now Friday you put it in like 4 minutes worth of work, and you getting up out of here.
Yeah, see, so you know, like how the PTO works. Alex's PTO kind of like slid into my PTO.
Sean, what's good, Sean?
That's
exactly.
Crazy.
Who's Alex? Does he work here?
Hey, listen, man. Appreciate you, Jess. At least you had the decency to show up. But yeah, we're gonna have to dock some pay around here, Lou. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's hard. The chat will advocate for me when it comes time to payday. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great show. I'll try to pop in here and there.
Hey, Jess, no, real quick before you go, gotta answer one question. Because me and Tony are about to do a lot of talking tonight. I only got one question for you. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
What comes first, August or October?
Yeah.
August. Actually, now that you said that, yeah, definitely August. My birthday is in August, but you know, apparently people don't know a calendar. I wish I had a calendar. We could have gone over this. It could have been a whole review.
You know what? I like the way you're thinking right now, Jess. We need to review your calendar when you get back to your original spot.
We'll have to make like a whole first segment of the show about reviewing the calendar because
making sure we got our dates in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, and you know what else I like now that Lou said that? You know what else I like? When I come onto the show, I say hi to everybody in the room. But
you taking shots?
I'm just saying. You know.
Wow. You know what? You might have been hanging around us too long because
my revolver never misses.
Bang, bang,
bang, bang, bang.
Man, but
have a good show, guys. I'm out.
We appreciate you. Hey. Lou, you done thought about the revolver and now she don't know how to stop using it.
I'm telling you. I think Jess's bullets have already ran out in that revolver, man. Unless you went back to the
it looked like, bro, they not running out. But shout out to Chef Drew. Let me talk to y'all real quick. Chef Drew was in here early. Delusional Patriot friend, shout out to you. I see you now, Sean. I see you up there, Cap for Life. Shout out to Cap for Life. Grumpy in the building.
Grumpy checking in from Chicago, man. Grumpy's in Chicago.
Oh yeah, right shout out to Grumpy. Grumpy hit me up, man. Grumpy, look, man, make sure you be safe. Everything gonna be good, like I told you, man. And we'll see you on your way back. We can't wait to hear the stories about, you know what I'm saying.
I heard Grumpy was going to O-Town, man.
Oh, okay. Talk to him then.
O-Block.
Talk to him.
Yeah. That's
hey, listen. Grumpy about that. He like that. All right, cool. But listen, Lou, man, what's good with you, man? How's your Friday? It's Friday. How's your Friday so far?
Well, my Friday been really, really good. I worked a little bit today. I kind of was doing some things around here, getting spending some quality time with the wife, and now I just got some amazing news, Tone, that we were chopping it up a little bit backstage. So everything good, man.
That is a fact. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, listen, man, same thing here. Thank God I didn't have none of the qualified games. I was able to make it home in time. As y'all can see the thumbnail, everything was up right on time. So listen, without anything further ado, man, let's get right into the show. So listen, we was doing player spotlight, but thankfully to Tyreek and everyone else, they was giving us some hot topics. So we had, how we do it live. We attack every subject as it come or every topic as it come. So I wanted to get back into some of the player spotlight or position spotlights, and we wanted to do receivers. Now, before we end, you remember that debate about the run game and numbers, and there was certain individual asking me about. I might have to pull those numbers up if I get an opportunity, because they wanted to see the stoppage percentage when they had a light box versus a heavy box. So listen, it's all fair. I'm going if I get opportunity, I'm going to revisit that and see what's going on if we get past that second top, because that second top going to be crazy. But listen, wide receiver spotlight, right, Lou? So I went back and I punted in some numbers, because we over here we don't just watch film, or we just don't just give out grades. We actually when we talk to everyone about the film, right, and we do on Wednesdays, we all do the all 22. Everyone knows that's over here, but we never bring up numbers for the most part. So here, now that we have off season, I want to focus on and do some spotlights and see these numbers and see how they add up to the film work that we've been doing. You understand? Because Lou, correct me if I'm wrong. You would point out for the most part every game. Sometimes when Tyreek is wide open, sometimes when Waddle was wide open. I remember on the show we did with TD, you was like, "Oh, y'all just following the ball." But if you look on the opposite side of the play, you got receivers running wide open, either on a dig route or a out route or a go route, and sometimes a screen route. So let's just go through some numbers. You ready, Lou? You here, Lou? Did we lose Lou? Oh man, don't tell me we left Lou already. If we did, Lou, if you can hear me, we can't hear you, my brother. So yeah, we hopefully Lou make it back. When y'all see the double screen pop up, then y'all know what time it is. But while we waiting on that, let me go ahead and get into these numbers. So what I did was I went and started to look into the numbers and break down certain things, and let's figure some things out. First thing I want to do is I was looking at our top 3 targets. So the top 3 targets for our team obviously was Tyreek, Jonah, and Waddle, right? Tyreek, Jonah, and Waddle. So I was looking at some percentage rate. The first thing I wanted to look at was what was their catch percentage. So based on the targets, I wanted to know what their catch percentage was. Oh, Lou, what's good? You back, Lou?
Yeah. My bad. We got some bad weather coming through, and it must have knocked me
It's
off.
kind of bad over here too. So we glitchy a little bit, yeah, because it was raining a little bit and it's been dark, and I kind of hit a cloud. So man, listen, blame it on the weather. Oh, if we glitching a little bit. I seen G say you glitching, so hopefully it's better now. So yeah, Lou, like I was saying, I don't know if you heard me. I was asking. I know when we was on TD show and a couple of times over here on our shows, you always point out the fact that Waddle and HN and sometimes Tyreek be running wide open, even though they're not getting the yardage and the production out of them. And you said a lot of people just watch the ball. They don't look on the opposite side of the ball to see if players are actually open. You remember those kind of conversations?
Absolutely.
I'm actually no, we're in Miami and Lewis up in we're in the state of Florida. I'm actually right. So I went and punched some numbers in to see if maybe because the numbers can be misguided sometimes. They don't lie, but it can be misguided if you don't do the whole what you call it study about it. So if you don't do the whole research, the whole and full research and breakdown of it, then you could be misguided. So let's see how what we seen on film. Let's see if it translates into the numbers. So the first thing I looked at, right, was, and it's for our top 3 targets, right, which was Tyreek, Jonah, and Waddle. And actually I threw HN in here. So I looked at the catch percentage. So Tyreek catch percentage, right? His catch percentage was 65.9%. Hold on now. I wanted to bring up some numbers. So he had 23 targets, right, Lou? And his catch percentage was Hold on. My bad. Let me go back. Yeah, his catch percentage was 65.9%. Right? Jonnu,
on how many targets? Because you said
123.
Oh, okay.
123.
Because I just heard 23. I was like, no, there ain't no way. But,
yeah, 123 targets. He had a 65.9% catch rate, so 66% catch percentage. Jonnu Smith, right? Jonnu Smith had, oh shucks, I'm tripping. I done hit the wrong one. My bad, dude. I hit the wrong one. Let me go back here. Yeah, Jonnu Smith had 111 targets. His catch percentage was 26.1. So I'm not catch percentage. I'm sorry. His catch percentage was 79.3. 79.3 is his catch percentage. That's on 111 targets. So his catch percentage was a little bit higher than Tyreek Hill's on. So now Waddle, right? Waddle had, my bad. Where we at? Waddle. Here we go. Waddle had, God dog, you know how many targets Waddle had? 83 targets. He was injured. So Waddle had on 83 targets, he had a 69.9. So let's say 70% catch percentage. And then Achane is up there with the receivers. Achane had 87 targets. Achane had more targets than Waddle last season. You understand that, Luke? Do you remember what you were saying about Achane, that they were going to use him more as a receiver?
Hey, Tony, it sounds like you want me to toot my own horn, so I'll do. I toot. Yeah, absolutely, Tony.
Right. So the catch percentage. Now, wow, these are the easy things that I wanted to point out. Right. Easy thing I want to point out, so you can see their catch percentage. So Achane on 87 targets had a catch percentage of 89.7. So basically 90% catch percentage. Cool. That's all of ours. Now let's compare them to the top three receivers. I mean, the top four receivers in the league last year, which was Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas Jr., who we wanted, and Drake London. This is based on yardage, right? Chase catch percentage was 72.6, right? I'm not doing they targets because I didn't look at it because I wanted to speed past this part. Justin Jefferson, his catch percentage was 66.9. Brian Thomas Jr., his catch percentage was 65.4, and Drake London, his catch percentage was 63.3. Right? Why I'm talking about the catch percentage is because I want y'all to understand this is not drops. This is not them miss. This is just every time the ball was thrown at them, that is what's the percentage that they was going to catch the ball. Every time the ball threw in their direction, when they were targeting it, they was going to catch it at that clip, right? So based on them numbers, our receivers, all our top receivers, outside of Chase, they right in the top four. When the ball is going to them.
Yeah, it sounded like all of them were ahead of all the other receivers.
Well, no, because Tyreek was at 66 and Chase is at 72.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Besides Jamar Chase, though,
yeah, the other one is 60, 67, 65, and 63. So our top four targets are right there with the top four guys in the league when it comes to throwing them the ball. And them
catching the ball.
Now that helps out your argument when you say, well, all you gotta do is give them more opportunities and they'll perform. My bad, I dropped the wrong thing.
1,000%.
Right. Now, this is what I really want to get in, and then we're gonna get in more in depth in this. This is what I wanted to talk about, right? Separation. Average separation per route, not target. This is per route. Average separation. Tyreek. Average separation is 3.2.
Yes, yards, right?
Yardage.
Okay.
3.2 yardage, average separation, right? Now, let's compare that to Chase. Jamar Chase, average separation is 3.0. Justin Jefferson is 3.1. Brian Thomas Jr., 3.0. And Drake London is 2.4.
So Tyreek leads and he beats them all.
All of them in being in separation, average separation. You want to know what Jonnu's was?
What's that?
3.5.
He beats them all as well.
You want to know what Waddle's was?
What's that?
3.4.
He beats them all.
You want to know what Achane's is?
That has to be in the fours.
5.2.
He beats them all.
Now, what we doing this for, because Lou, you were saying if you turn on the film, right, you see people running wide open, right? We just need to get them the ball. So now when we start breaking down the numbers, then people, they start to get in their feelings. When we did it with the run game, it seemed like our receivers know how to get open. I don't know, dude. But based on the numbers, because people that like numbers, right? We just going by numbers. It seemed like our receivers are getting open. So based on those, Lou, can you please explain to me what was the reason for the drop off in production? In your opinion.
Well, we know what the drop off and the reason was. People don't want to hear it. Tone, I tell you all the time. When again, the common denominator in this whole scenario, Tone, is uno. That's the drop off. Now, you mean to tell me again, Tone? I'm gonna let you keep cooking. I ain't got nothing to say. You know what I will say? It sounds, by reading these numbers, Tone, I've realized they can't debate us when we're just talking, and they can't debate us when we go get the numbers.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure a couple of things out. Now, you know what I do want to say? You remember when we say help and how much the receivers help the quarterbacks and how much the quarterback help the receivers? You want to talk about Yak? Now,
hey, Tone.
What's up?
I'm so sorry, but real quick, I got some more numbers for you. Alex's average separation from the blitz pickup is about 4.5 months.
4.5.
Hey yo.
Pablo Diaz is wilding, bro. Yo, no, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of crazy, Pablo.
Those are numbers, though, Tone. We got to bring in every number. You know what I'm saying?
So before that was kind of crazy. So Lou, I'm glad you said uno, right? But we're gonna say that for after I get done with all the numbers. Then we gonna do what we do, and we're gonna debate logically. Not logically. We just gonna debate how we debate without numbers. We're gonna use everything. But I just wanted to bring the numbers before we go to the film work and what we actually been watching and what we've been telling you people since we've been watching this team. So let's do that. You remember when I think we had the debate? I don't know if it was you how early it was, but I was like, man, Jamar Chase, that man break tackles, he do what he do, and he create after the play. So Jamar Chase yardage for last season was 794 yards. Right? Justin Jefferson was 516. Brian Thomas Jr., 591. And Drake London was only 353. Not bad. Cool. Let's see how our team rank. You know what Tyreek yardage was last season? 306 yards yak. 306. So he's not those people that say, man, all Tua had to do was throw it to him and
he's a yak merchant. Yeah.
No. Now, Jonnu Smith, that's a different story. His was 544. 544. Now, when I hit y'all with these the last one, I'm gonna show y'all something why you gotta watch the games and then understand how to evaluate quarterbacks too, right? Waddle yardage was only 289. So you got 544 from Jonnu. You want to know what Achane yardage was? I'm gonna give you a guess. What you think his yardage was?
525.
699. 699 yardage. You know what? You remember that run game and the yards, and we was like, I took away the screen plays. Enjoy the weekend, fellas. And remember, we need a healthy team, and we talking Super Bowls. Pete.
That's my guy. Hey, watch out, Tom. That's my guy. Watch out.
Pete, all right, do your thing, Pete. If you think so, cool. We let you have that. Friend, how you want. But if we had a healthy team, you know what? I'm not even gonna go do your thing, Pete. Facts. We had a healthy team in 2023, Pete, and we still needed our quarterback to perform in the big moments, right? So now we deal with the yak yard. So if you take 18 yak yards, Tua is not a yak merchant, as people say he is. He isn't. And mind you, a lot of these didn't come from Tua because he only played 11 games. So the yak thing, I think we need to push back on that. You know what I'm saying? So now,
whoa, Tone, are you meaning to say when Tua wasn't playing, Mike McDaniel was still finding a way to get guys open with separation and get
bingo,
time to have room to run after the catch? Is that what you're telling me?
Bingo. And that's what I'm saying.
But I thought people told me Mike McDaniel couldn't coach without Tua on the field.
Hey man, listen. This is why you go back and do your research.
Okay, all right. Well,
this is why you go do it. You know, now credit. A lot of the credit and the downfall come to the lack of production from the backup quarterbacks. But from the yards of their separation, right? It looked like they still get open. We just need someone to get them the ball. Deliver the football in an accurate and timely fashion, then we probably would continue to prosper even when our starting quarterback go down. Now, we know every team, when your starting quarterback go down, there's going to be a significant drop-off. For the most part, there's going to be a significant drop-off, and you got to expect that. Now, do you want it to drop off as far as Mike White's and Skylar Thompson? No, you don't want that far of a drop-off. But you have to expect some type of drop-off. That's why they're the second and third screen quarterbacks. They just couldn't cut it as starters. So I would give y'all that. And now the last thing about numbers before we just, go ahead and do our thing, because numbers ain't really our thing, but I just like to let people know we could go back and do some research as well. Wide receiver number 3. Who would you say was our wide receiver number 3 last year, Lou?
Well, I know it's going to sound crazy, Tone, because he's a tight end. But obviously, for me, it would be, in my opinion, was Waddle 1, A-Chain was 2, coming from the running back position. And then Jonnu Smith obviously would be 3. But that's just my opinion.
Okay. And if you see when I did the original throw, I had Jonnu as the third receiver because he did serve as the third receiver because his production. But in terms of numbers and targets, it was, from the receiver standpoint, it was Malik Washington. So you want to know what Malik Washington, just out of the third, because we always had this, we need production from our third option. We do need the production. So based on targets, remember this is based on targets alone, right? Not catches and drops. Is based on his target. So every time the ball is thrown at him, if he is the intended target, his catch percentage is 72. The only one on this team that has a higher catch percentage was Jonnu Smith and A-Chain.
Mm-hmm.
He has a higher catch percentage, which he's supposed to because he's the third receiver. You're going to get slot cornerbacks for the most part, right?
Right.
He had 129 yak, obviously. And he had average of separation of 3.4.
He also led that group that you read off earlier.
3.4 average yards of separation. So all I'm saying is, maybe we know what we talk about when we start talking about what's the main reason for us not getting things done. Now it's not
Tone, and I want people to understand. At 3.4 something yards or 3 point whatever yards, right, of separation in the NFL, bro, is considered wide open.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like people that say we don't have no, bro, 3.5 yards of separation. I mean, yes. Tone, I'm going to be honest with you. When I hear that 2 is the most accurate and this, that, and the third, I'm going to be honest with you. My 18-year-old now, bro, he could throw in 3.5 yards of separation.
Right. So when you do go back and you start looking at the film, you do understand why they have so much separation, because the type of defense that they run is usually, think about this, it's not man coverage, it's zone. Take that in consideration. So it's not like, every time they one-on-one they get 3. No, it's zone. So which means with their intended route, once they get into their design target and their desired route, they're separated from wherever that zone is, and we know because of what type of zone they are. All you got to do is understand what they're doing and find the open man. Find the open man. For the most part, not a lot of teams had the fortitude to play one-on-one, man-to-man for us for the most part, and a lot of the defense we play our zone coverage. So you are going to have more separation. That's why I was looking at it and saying, well, let's compare them. I didn't want to stop with only us. I said, well, let's compare the top 4 receivers just so we can have a chart. You know what I'm saying? Something to compare, a comparing chart. And they're right up there with when it comes to getting open and running their routes correctly. So yeah. Now that part right there, I wanted to give y'all some numbers because, so people could have numbers and then now think we just going based off one aspect of the game of football. Now, Lou, me and you, we could just let's break this down real quick, right? So you mean to tell me, when we've been on this platform, explaining to people, show in, show out, every time, game in, game out, right? That when you put on a film and watch it, you see people running open. There are people running open. Now, yes, there are some plays when you don't have you don't have you like, yo, what was that play call? And we broke some of those plays down too. But this on the average. This is on the average. This is showing that the targets that we have in the building and the weapons that we have in the building pretty much are up there and compared with the top targets and top weapons in the league. So all I'm trying to figure out is, if we can't blame the people getting out and going out in the routes, if we can't blame the play calling, can we now blame it on execution, Lou?
Well,
is it now safe?
If y'all start doing it, y'all gonna finally catch up to where I've been at for a year and a half. I don't know what we talking about. It's been execution. We all know that. Well, the real ones know.
These are facts.
The ones that want to have the conversations know. It's only the people that don't want to admit what's right in front of them, Tom. Those are the people that don't want to admit it. But people like me and you, Tom, we know what the deal is.
Let me try to see something. If it let me share, if it don't, then I won't do it. But let me try to share my screen so they won't think I'm just bringing numbers out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like let me see if it'll let me share my screen because it's been, it's been storming and it's been tripping even lately. But let me see if it'll let me do it. Let me know, Lou. You good over there, Lou? Y'all can see it?
Yeah.
All right, so can you here we go. So this is target percent. These are targets here. So let's go to the target.
Tone, real quick. Can you explain to everybody where you're getting this from?
Oh, this NFL, the NFL Pro.
Okay, this is where everybody watches the all 22, and this is where the film breakdown. This is where all that is, correct?
Yes.
So,
sure.
And the only reason I'm saying that, Tone, is because I want people to understand this is not no PFF site. This is no site that people are creating. This is the actual NFL site.
Can you see that? It's NFL Pro. This is, you see this say next gen stats right here?
Absolutely. There you go.
You see that? This is what this is. Yards per route ran. So let's go. There you go. This is target. Let me bring this up. Hopefully it's my internet working with me. This target. This is catch percent. You see catch rate right here?
Mm-hmm.
These are all the percentage right here. This is Tyreek Hill. I told y'all 65.9. Do you see that 65.9 right there? This is Jonnu Smith, 79.3. A10, 89.7. Let me highlight that. 89.7. Waddle, 69.9. Malik Washington, 72.2. This is it.
All of a sudden, Tone, Andrevius is saying that he's legally blind.
Hey, listen, this is all I'm saying. I'm just showing it so y'all can see that I'm not just bringing these numbers up. This is next gen stats. You see the NGS, next gen stats, advanced matrix. This is what I'm going off of. This is what I'm going off of right here. Average target, average separation. You see target separation right here? Right here. Target separation. That's what that is. Jonnu Smith, 3.5. Devon A10, 5.2. Waddle, 3.4. Malik Washington, 3.4. That's all I'm saying. You know what's bad? Odell Beckham was only 2.3. Odell Beckham. That's crazy. So I mean, I put it right there in front of y'all. Put that right there in front. Let me see if I could go back and take it. Let's go to all. Hopefully it'll work with me. I'm still good, Lou. I'm still good over there.
Yeah.
All right. You see the top. You see Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. Oh shucks. Let me go back to player. I'm in rank. Let me go back to rank. My bad. See if it'll fix it. Dang, I should have targets. Let me see. Target right here. All right, look, Jamar Chase right here. 175 targets. What we at? Catch percentage, 72.6. What did I say? 72.6. Oh, I didn't even give him. Oh, Drake London right here. Drake London, 63.3. Justin Jefferson right here, 66.9. Right? Who else out there? Drake London, Jefferson, Chase. Oh, Brian Thomas Jr. Where's Brian Thomas Jr. at? Where is he at? Where is he? Right here. Brian Thomas Jr. Right here. He had 133 targets. His catch rate is 65.4. Just like I said. 65.4. Now, if you go to the now I'm gonna tell you one who I just seen one. Amon St. Brown got 81.6 catch percentage. These are just targets going, but if you look at everyone in here in his top rows, what you see: 72, 64, 63, 66, 65, 73. That's Brock Bowers. CD Lamb, 66.4. McBride is 75 at the tight end, what tight end should be, and that's who we should be judging Jonnu against. And Jonnu was at 79.3. McBride is at 75.5.
Tone. Mike Best is mad in the chat. He says, "What are you trying to prove here by showing this?" Oh,
we don't want numbers no more.
Whoa.
My bad. Am I offending you by showing this? Am I offending y'all by showing these numbers? I just wanted to break down our production. You know, it's the off season, so can we look at some numbers? Can we? I don't know. You know, I just wanted to look at some numbers. That's all. If that's fine with y'all, you get what I'm saying. But this is what look at everyone here, so no one can say I made these numbers up. And yeah. So that's let's leave that alone for now. Let me stop sharing that real quick. Since Mike Best, that's better for you, right? So now y'all saw that I wasn't lying. Those are the actual numbers on Next Gen Stats. Next Gen Stats, those are the actual numbers, right? So when we come over here, we say, "Hey, listen, there's people open. We just need to execute more." There go the numbers. Now, when we come down here, we break down the film. When we show you these things, they were like, "Oh, they picking out select plays." Yes, we are picking out select plays because those are game-changing plays, and they are the most important plays and maybe the most impactful plays. But the fact of the matter is, if you go by averages and then you put the film together, sometimes you just got to know what you're looking at. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you just got to know what you're looking at and look at it objectively. Go ahead, Lou. I see you came off.
Are you saying that all these people, other people that are looking at all these stats and numbers are casuals? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not. Listen, I would never call anyone a casual. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't use that word. Now, if they say casual, to me, it don't really matter, right? It depends on the context how you're using it. You know, if I feel like you're saying it, you know, to be disrespectful, cool. If I say you saying it to, I don't know. But whatever you use it for, Lou, that's on you. All I'm saying is, when you go and you watch everything, you look at the film, cool. You can look at the film. If you look at the numbers, cool. You look at the film. Do they correlate? You know what I'm saying? Are we in line? Do they line up? I'm just trying to figure out.
They correlate with what we've been saying.
Well, Mike Best, the point is, I'm gonna tell you, he said, no, I just don't understand the point. So the point is, we did the spotlight.
He got in here late. He got in here late. That's what it was.
The point is, you remember when I did the rushing? I did the spotlight on the rushing, right? I was giving y'all the numbers and the rushing yards and the average and the yards before contact, the yards after contact. You know, the how they do in the stack box, the stuff rates. I was giving y'all all of that about based on the numbers on the rushing game to see what was the problem. Now I'm doing the same thing for wide receivers, right? Why no one? You know what? When I was doing the rushing and everything, everybody was trying to they was using those numbers to say, I told you the running game wasn't that good. I told you this and that. But now all of a sudden I'm using receiver, which directly affects Tua. Now we have so much pushback. Why?
Hey, Cap for Life, real quick. I see Cap for Life down there. Cap, don't leave, because in a couple of minutes we're gonna hit a topic I'm sure you're gonna want to stay here for. So
yes. So
Cap for Life, don't leave, bro.
yeah, and anyways, yeah, because I'm about to hit the matter of fact, look, when I do that, I'm gonna go see if I can find it. I'm not gonna play it loud because we didn't talk to these people, and I don't want disrespect no one. So I'll just play the audio of what my brother showed me. Right? Mike Best. See, I like when people say that. Go give me those numbers. Mine's here. Mine's are here. So I don't argue with feelings. Go give me those numbers. Please. Because I know people say this and they post things on the internet.
What did Mike Best just say?
I can show you numbers that shows all the games where they have no separation. You can make a point for anything. I want those.
Maybe your best course would be to tread lightly.
H said, I need to understand when stats matter and when they don't. You want to know when stats matter and when they don't? When people try to just give you stats for a specific thing to win an argument. When people don't give you the full breakdown of what actually happened, right? Now, we came over here and we told y'all people were separated. We came down here, we broke down the film and said, look, H-Chan is wide open. Look, Waddle is wide open. You know, when you do this right here, look at Tyreek streaking by himself. You remember all the times we were breaking down those plays? That's a potential touchdown. The big play that we had in Buffalo when we had the big that was a back throw, shoulder throw, or a full shoulder, or was a bad throw. We showed y'all plays where people were wide open, but they were being missed. So guess what? When people come here and say, oh, the numbers show this and the numbers show that, well, guess what? We don't only need this film. I have access to the numbers as well. So now everything matters. That's what the problem is. Everything matters. And when people want to use numbers, okay, these are the numbers right here. Why you didn't bring up these numbers? Why would you stick to a specific game and not do the full season so we could get the full average? That's when they matter. When you're not only talking about, because I didn't only say nothing about numbers. I never dismissed the numbers. What I said is I don't care about the numbers like y'all care about the numbers. I care if can you get the job done when it matters most. Those are the numbers I want to care about.
It don't matter to me because they're going to keep up. Mike Best and H are going to keep up with the same. I'm just confused when the stats. They don't matter.
Yeah, that is a fact. Exactly. You know why they don't matter? Because every time we came out here and told y'all people was wide open, y'all wanted to, the number said this and the number said this. Well, I just looked at the numbers, what y'all were telling me said they wasn't getting open, and it showed me that they were. So now I'm confused. Where y'all was getting y'all numbers from? We see mines. You understand? So yeah, I wanted to break that down and show people, you get what I'm saying? Maybe when we talk about just the film work, you remember, like, oh, you can't just look at one aspect. Now, when we go to y'all realm and we still know how to cook, now it's a problem. No. I want y'all to keep the same energy because not only could I do this, I could just turn on that film and say, well, you know what? You see this play right here? Maybe that's part of that 3.4 separation. Just maybe. You know, when we seen, you remember that time when he threw Tyreek that interception, we like, man, H-Chain is wide open with Malik Washington right in front of him and one person on that side. Why you don't take that? But I get it though. You understand? So that was that segment, right? And I know Lou, his 40 minutes. Uh, he said they only separation on the games, I guess, in the game that two have been. Stop it, Dre. Stop it. But Lou, oh, shout out to Marino's Gold in the building. Shout out to Marino. I see you in there, my brother. Oh, that's Grumpy said Marino's Gold is there. Yeah, Mike Best a little big. You big mad, Mike Best. My bad, Mike Best. I ain't know you was gonna get so offended when the numbers came back and it improved us to understand what we talking about. Oh, he said he started late. I'm gonna give you a pass. But Lou, you understand? Now after all that, right? You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to, you know when Lou sit back and just say, yo, keep on cooking. Cause he like, I've been telling y'all this. I've been telling y'all that.
Yeah, Tone. I ain't gonna lie to you. This might not be the show for me because
no, this one right here, what I'm gonna bring up is gonna be the show for you.
I've been knowing everything you just said.
Now, what I want to ask you, Lou, going to the next topic, right? Now we got all people riled up and a little mad, big mad, because they got numbers. Tyreek and Ramsey, and I put done with Tua. Question mark.
Shout out real quick. Cat for Life is the one who DM'd me some information, text message, whatever. Shout out to Cat for Life, man. I wouldn't have known nothing about this, but we have some guys in the community that have reached out or whatever. And I just wanted to Tone, the only reason I'm saying that is because I don't want to take no one's shine. This ain't something that I found or I discovered the video or none. Shout out to Cat for Life for sending it to me.
Yeah, you saw me, so I'm going to go off camera because I'm gonna have to show the video the way I gotta play it. I'm just gonna play the audio off my phone. And then Lou sent me this, and I'm gonna get your thoughts on this real quick, Lou. So let me go find it real quick. Hold on. Hold on, bear with me.
Rely on Tua Tagovailoa. Period. The health. I'm clearly not talking about his game. I'm talking about his health. Because if you believe that brother is going to be able to stay up, okay, and be behind center for you, why are you wanting to leave the Miami Dolphins? You're not wanting to leave. You're wanting to leave because guess what? You know that your season has fallen apart over the last couple of years because of his lack of availability for obvious reasons, and we all wish him nothing but the best. Come on, man.
You're saying that these two players in particular are saying, look, we may want to move on because we don't believe in Tua Tagovailoa. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying those two players don't believe in the durability. They don't believe that this is a guy that's going to last 17 games and being able to take. I'm just talking about from a health standpoint. You know how physical football is. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Maybe we're saying the same thing. I just kind of framed it in a different way. Look,
Lou, what you think about that, Lou? What you just heard?
Well, I think I want to take it from, he just mentioned durability, and I think he was trying to be a little bit nice or whatever. I think it's also play on the field. I don't think they believe in him, but just from the durability standpoint, he's absolutely correct. But see, this is where, Tone, and you can attest to this because you've heard me say this for months now, right? I've said it publicly, Tone, and I've said it privately. You can tell the people I've told you this. They've heard me say it. When other players in the building want to get stuff out, right? Let's say I've been bringing up A-Chain for a lot of times here, right? Talking about the leadership, this, that, right? A-Chain, being a second-year player, Tone, cannot say that. But if A-Chain is feeling that, and maybe A-Chain has a conversation with Ramsey and has a conversation with Tyreek, and that's just, you know who can say it? Tyreek Hill. You know who can say it? Jalen Ramsey. Because they came to this team with Super Bowl rings and pedigrees of future Hall of Famers. That's what they came to this team with. Their weight, right? If they want to kick up dust or start drama or whatever it is, they are the ones that have a $30 million price tag behind their name. It's harder for them to get cut, right? Like if A-Chain says it, okay, cool, we could get rid of A-Chain because what's he making, $1.5 million, $2 million? We can eat that, right? We can eat that. But damn, if Tyreek starts acting a fool, what are we looking at? 30+ million? We can't do nothing with him. All I'm saying is, Tone, I've been saying it for months. Jalen Ramsey, yeah, he might feel like that and it's known. Tyreek Hill might feel like that, Tone, and it's known. But I guarantee you one thing, Tone, they're not the only 2 players in the locker room that feel like that. They're not. I guarantee you there's some coaches that feel like that. Now, Tone, me and you have talked to people. We've had conversations. You talk to your people. I talk to my people. We get back. We talk to each other and stuff. Do you think that the front office don't feel like that?
Could be, possibly. I don't want to put speculation on them.
No. I knew you were going to say that. Let me stop you right there, Tone.
Go ahead.
Let me stop the speculation. What did Chris Greer sit his happy ass in front of a podium and say this year? And I quote, "Oh, it's on Tua. He has to stay healthy.
Have to stay healthy.
He cannot. We cannot be." Did he not say that?
Yeah, I see somebody said 7-month-old, and I played that one first for a reason. So Lou, you sent me another video, and that was based on his health, right?
Cool.
I got one more. Let me go back off camera. Let me go back off camera real quick. And I just want to play one for you, another one for you.
You can make whatever excuses you want for him. Under moments of intense stress, the truth comes out.
And shout out to dolphintalk.com. That's who podcast. This is where we get this from, just to get them credit. And that's why I'm not playing it live on video, because we didn't talk about it. But here we go.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Lever.
Yes, sir.
The truth came out. He wants out. And, this will placate the half of your fan base that is anti-Tua. And I've never really confirmed this, but I've heard that one of the issues for Tyreek and one of the issues for Jalen, they don't necessarily believe that their guy is the guy to take them where they'd like to go.
Yeah, he's going into year 6 as our quarterback. And with him, it's less about even what he does on the field. It's more about just him being on the field. Is he going to play that?
All right, that was it, Lou. What do you think about that audio? Wasn't that recent? That was by him one.
That was from 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
And I seen Dre talking about a month old video. No, that wasn't months ago. That was, I think, 2 days ago as well on First Take. The fact of the matter is, bro, we've been telling you this. Well, at least I've been trying to tell you. Sometimes I can't just come out and flat out tell you this is what it is. But I've been telling y'all, players in the building don't believe. Tone, have you ever heard me coming from this year going forward that the honeymoon phase with Mike McDaniel is over with Tua?
Yes, you have said that on several occasions. Yes, you have.
When everybody points out, oh, Mike McDaniel, he loves Tua. Yes, he did. He loved him. I'm not debating that. He did love him, and he did kiss him on his forehead. I bet you he's not blowing them no kisses this season. See, we keep talking about what it was. I'm telling you what it is now. The fact of the matter is, if people think that this organization from the top down and the players in this locker room from top down are going to keep giving Tua a damn pass and it's going to be okay, no, it's not. They're fed up from the top down, the organization. Mike McDaniel likes Tua. Does he love Tua? No, he does not. Is he going to protect Tua at every chance he gets? I keep saying it, Tone. 2025, unless Tua shows up, we're in an AFC championship game, and Tua's the MVP of this league. Tua better watch his ass for 2026. Because if he goes down for any amount of games, or he's not up to par playing well, Tua will not be here in 2026. I'm telling you now, the writing is on the wall. See, it's funny how, the national media, if Omar Kelly, if Alan Pupar, if all them say, they're just haters. What are they? They're clickbaits, this and that. And again, people can say what they want. I heard Cap for Life say something yesterday, which, again, I'm gonna give him credit because he's the one that pointed it out. It's one thing for our content creators like me and you, Tone, to say it. It's another thing for Alan Pupar and Omar Kelly's to say it. When the national media is talking about it, right? I'm going to end it right here, Tone. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
There's smoke.
That's a fact.
There's smoke, Tone. There's smoke coming out of that building. And for people to still not want to believe it and pretend like it's not true, well, okay, cool. Okay, cool. But I'm telling you now, this team is the organization is trying to take a stand, and they're going against the players. It's not going to be ran against these players no more. It's going to be ran in a different way. And Mike Bass, you can say cap all you want. That's cool. That's cool. We'll see who's right or who's wrong. I know in all these debates for the past couple of months, I've been more right than you, homie. And that's no shot. I'm just telling you what it is.
You know Mike Bass gonna ride for Tua. Listen, me, when I listen to those type of things, first thing what I do, I listen to when Stephen A. Smith talk, I tend to listen because no matter if you hate him or you dislike him, one thing he do, he stand by his sources. He stand by. Y'all remember when he told them Buffalo Bills they was lighting him up when he was telling them that Stephon Diggs was gonna be out of there. And he was like, I don't care what they tell you or wait, come on. I know what I know, and I know what I'm talking about. A year later, the boy out the building. All I'm saying is when they talk, I tend to listen, right? Okay, you gotta think. You know what I think is funny is everyone that talks and go out against Tua is the biggest hater. Everyone can't be the biggest hater.
Here you go, Tom. Here you go.
Oh God, there we go.
There you go, right there.
Wow.
What were you? You were just saying it, and I couldn't highlight it fast enough. So now Mike Florio is the #1 Tua hater. You see what I'm saying?
What? Yeah, oh my gosh.
What? Hey, why does Mike Florio have to be a Tua hater? What does he get? Now, Tone, let me ask you a question. What does Mike Florio get from being a Tua hater?
I don't know.
This is what I'm saying. Why? Because he said something negative? Because he don't believe? No, he's just a guy that don't believe. That doesn't mean
wasn't Mina Combs the biggest Tua hater first last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, but she loves him now. It's all about the offensive line.
Oh,
right?
What about the dude? What's that dude that he the one talk about Russell was gonna overtake LeBron James as the #1 player. What is his name? He hates Tua with a. I ain't gonna lie, he really hates Tua. I forgot his name. When I get his name, I'll let y'all know. But everyone that says something about Tua, he said what he heard. Now he did say he didn't confirm him, so we could take that with a grain of salt. What I would say is, I think, and this is what I like. When I hear things, I just start to go back to history and go back in my memory bank. And just understand, like the guys like the Tom Brady's, the guys like the Peyton Mannings, and the Big Bens, if you want to say, you know how Big Ben convinced Jerome Bettis to come back and play one season when he was done, and he was like, "I promise you, I'll get you. Are we gonna win the Super Bowl?" Because Jerome Bettis was the cause of them not going to the Super Bowl that year. The Tom Brady's, when everyone comes out and they say, listen, we deal with everything in this building because we know Tom Brady. We had Tom Brady behind center. Same thing with Peyton Manning. You know, when you have people like Peyton Manning, players tend to want to play for guys like that because they know he give them a better opportunity to win championships. So when we hear things like this and some of your top guys come out and they start being vocal about their displeasures and how unhappy they are, sometimes it's not all just fool's gold. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Mike Best. Go ahead and go to work, bro. Appreciate you. Sometimes it's not fool's gold. Sometimes we need to listen to, because when people are mad, drunk, that's when they tend to tell the truth. Right? We can't just do it when everything is happy-go-lucky. See, the honesty comes out when people are mad, when things are not going right. Then people going to really tell you how they feel about you. Then they really gonna let you know. So when these guys are mad and they speak in their minds, and you listen to that, be like, I'm taking heed to that. I didn't know you felt like that. So whether you believe the stories or not, actions are out there. Guys are actually. Tyreek got frustrated and said, "Get me out the building. I need dogs." He didn't specify who he was talking about, but he was talking about a lot of people. If he said we need dogs in the building, that means he don't believe in a lot of these people. And now Jalen Ramsey went out. For whatever reason it is, Lou came out and said he was willing to put his hands on Mike McDaniel. And that's one of the reasons, right? But all I'm saying is, listen, people are not just talking just to talk. This is not, these are, they speaking for the players. Of what they hear from coming out of the locker room. And we need to take heed sometimes and demand more. I think that's what the problem that our fan base have. We have a problem when people demand more of the guys that we like. It becomes a problem then, and you become a hater. at that moment because he been doing his best. Oh, what about this guy? We could get to him later. Right now, we talk about this guy. Why you worry about everyone else when we talk about him right now? Because when we talk about the Tyreeks, the Waddles, and when listen, you know what, Lou? I don't want to do it because I don't want to waste my time, but I might do it. If I was to come in here and give y'all a breakdown of how horrible this offensive line was, they'll be saying, Tone was up there preaching. Tone was up there talking that talk. This is what I'm talking about. I told you it was the offensive line fault. I guarantee you if that was happening up here, no one would have a problem with it. No one. But when it comes to the guys that we like, it's no, but what about these guys? No, but you didn't say nothing when that happened. Yeah, when we address that, when we address that, no, we don't have so much pushback. They be like, you know what, I agree. Yeah, and they might add on to what we said, but it's not so much pushback. But you know why? When we start talking about the Tyreeks and the Jalen Ramseys of the world and the Tua Tagovailoas of the world and even the A-Chans of the world, because they have a fan base that people like them. They tend to be fan favorites. And whenever it comes to fan favorites, everyone and their mama have excuses. I'm sorry, but the only fan favorites, the only players that I'm a favorite, that I'm a favorite of, are the players that produce, and the players that show me that they have the talent. And you know what comes with that? I have a higher standard for you now. That's all I'm saying. Jay said, if only we had a good O-line. Then they said they don't want to admit they were wrong about the predictions of this team. Many believed in this project. This product. That is a fact. That is a fact. Jay said we hate us now, Jay? Wow. You see what all this talk about?
The problem is, in my opinion,
folks like low standard. That's a fact. Nene.
In my opinion, though, the comment that Nene said, I agree only with half of it.
Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead.
I only agree with half of this, though. They don't want to admit they were wrong about the prediction on this team. Many believed in this product. I still believe in the product. See, that's where no, there's certain aspects of what I don't believe in, right? But that's only far and few between. Tone, I think the exercise you did, and shout out to you for pulling all the numbers and getting all this thing ready, right? That's showing, though, that the product works. It's just the one trigger, man, that's really holding this thing back, right? So what you, like when people say, well, get rid of the coach. Why? The production is there, right? Oh, well, get rid of this player and this player. Why? They're holding up their end of the bargain. When we look at it, though, there's one, maybe two, maybe three pieces that are not. It's easier for me to change 3 to 4 pieces than bringing in a whole brand new 53. You see what I'm saying? I don't think we're that far away. That's why I understand what Nene's saying. I disagree with it a little bit. We haven't got the end results that we wanted. But nah, bro, the production is there. You can't argue with almost 4 yards of separation, Tone. That's what you highlighted. You can't argue that when we throw in the film, there's people wide open and stuff. Bro, I said it on TD's channel. You brought it up, Tone. We only watch where the ball goes. But people like me and you that do a show, that break down films on Wednesday and go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and we go and we watch games and we look at things. Bro, there's the ball. Don't worry about where the ball's going. Look at where the ball should be going or could be going, right? All I'm saying is, nah, bro, I don't agree. I don't agree. I think, I think, again, the prediction of this team is because look at all the talent. Look at all the things that we should be doing. I just, in my opinion, I think there's only 1 to 2 to 3 to maybe 4 pieces out of a 53-man roster or a team that's holding this team back. It's not the whole team. That's all I'm saying. That's why I would disagree a little bit with Nene. I still believe in this product. Like, I'm sorry, Tone. I'm going to go to your guy. Give me Joe Burrow. You don't believe in this product?
Yeah.
If you have Lamar Jackson, Tone, do you believe in this product?
Yes, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So, nah, bro. Again, I understand what Nene's trying to say, and I'm not saying that she's completely wrong. I'm just giving you my opinion. I say I would disagree, though, in that aspect. I do believe in this product. I'm sorry, bro. I think Tua, I've been saying that Tua's holding this thing back, phone.
Damn, you gonna put on
You got the
auto?
car. You got the shell to the car. You got the battery. You got a motor. The problem is the motor you have is a V6, and you need a V8. Like, why the hell are you buying that? Why are you buying a Charger but getting the V6 version of the Charger? You want the V8. You want the Hemi. You want the Scat Pack. Jaden Daniels is the Scat Pack. Lamar Jackson is the Scat Pack. Josh Allen is the Hemi. Nah, with Tua, we working with the V6.
Hey, yo.
I'm just saying, Tone, it's a vehicle. It still works, but it's not the same, right? So when you line up against another V6, our V6 beats their V6. But when you take our V6 into Baltimore and Baltimore got the Scat Pack, what's our V6 supposed to do against that? When you take that V6 into Buffalo against that Scat Pack, what are we supposed to do with that?
That's crazy. I see we just
what
got
it
a
is.
poll. We just got a poll in that boy said Sion. That's crazy. We got a poll. Y'all go vote on that poll. Who's holding this team back? Yeah, we got 33 of y'all still in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If y'all not subscribed, please hit that the subscribe button and put your notifications on all so y'all know when we go live. And yeah, man, come support the boys. Now it's 36 of y'all. So for all y'all that just coming in, please take the poll. Let's go ahead and vote. Oh, that was a pause, crazy one. Go ahead and vote on the poll is in the chat, and yeah, we'll check back with you now, Lou. I mean, you know, you was cooking a little bit right there. You know what I'm saying? I understand what they're talking about, and I think the fact of the matter is, whether you believe in a product or you think you have, you know, some drawbacks and you don't want to believe in too much, you know, so you reserved a little bit reserved. But what you're seeing, I think it's best that we at least go and do a full breakdown and do our full homework and look and say, well, what can we improve upon? Right? A lot of people go back and look, and this is where I think we fail. Not gonna say we fail, but a lot of people fail as just fans, right? I think we go back and say, well, he did this well, he did this well, he did that way, he did that. And you know what? When I look at he did this well, he did that well, he did this well, and this way he did good. They was good in this part of the offense. They was good at this part of the offense. This is the thing that they was most productive as. I say, cool. It wasn't good enough. So how do you make it good enough? You go and figure out what can you improve upon. And this is where we come into play. And we say, that's all cool. They was good at that. But what we seeing them being good at that hasn't been good enough. So now what can we improve upon? You know what? When you had this play right here, if you would have hit that, that would have been that's the difference between a victory and a loss. You know, when you had this stop, all we needed is one stop in this key game at a clutch moment. That is the difference between a win and a loss. You understand? When you see these type of coverage and they trying to trick you and they trying to force you to throw outside of the lines consistently, that's the difference between a win and a loss. When they forcing you to run the ball inside zone because they know you love the outside zone and you have your most success in inside zone, that is the difference between wins and losses. You understand me? But people don't like to go back and evaluate the team like that because we want to feel good about our favorite team. I'm sorry. I want to put a winning product on the field by any means, which means I'm pointing out your flaws. Y'all can give you praise for what you do well, but at what point do that become expected? Because at what point do praising people for what they do well, do they become complacent and don't feel like they have to improve? See, but we don't look at it from that standpoint because all we want to do is go to the games and have a good time. I do too. I always have a good time. But when I start speaking of what we could do to get to the next level, then I become objective. I don't speak from my fan lenses. I turn into analyzing. Let me analyze this. Okay, they did this well. No, that wasn't good enough. Point out plenty. Yes, we need improvement on the offensive line. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, they have a lot of things that they can improve upon. A lot of things that they can work on. So, sorry. Yes, when you can't afford, right, to take a few losses on any position, and the fall off is so drastic to where you cannot overcome that, then you need to take a look at that and say, what can we do to change that? Because last time I checked, we point out the fact that when Patrick Mahomes, 2 offensive tackles got injured, he still overcame, or that team still overcame.
Right, because again, bro, listen, Tone, I'm not even saying what you're saying is wrong. What you're telling these people in our chat, though, they use that as fuel again. They're not hearing. All they're hearing you say is there's so many excuses and so many bad things a part of this team. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm tired of doing that and giving those people an out, bro. That's all we're doing. We're highlighting things that other guys and other teams are overcoming. It's Tua, bro. It's Tua. He's holding this team back. And look at the chat. If you don't believe me, look at what Glenn is saying. Look what H is saying. They hear what you're saying.
Tua.
It is Tua. Bro, all we're doing is talking about all these other things that don't matter, man. I'm tired of playing.
Well, they do matter too, Lou, but I'm just...
Again, it don't matter if you had a guy consistently that could overcome. And that's what we don't have.
Right? That is a fact.
Bro, the fact of the matter is these people want to keep talking about the offensive line. Tone, get over it. I watched Joe Burrow with the worst line in football, right? I watched him take a team to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Last year, the numbers, the dictating, everything that people love, right? Every metric. You know who had the worst defense in the league?
Who?
The Cincinnati Bengals. Against the Ravens in that division, Joe Burrow threw 9 touchdowns with 1 interception and almost threw for 1,000 yards. He put up 38 points in a loss. He put up 41 points, I believe, in a loss.
41 in a loss, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The offensive line, that defense, they didn't hold him back. Name me the running back in Cincinnati, Tone.
Chase
Brown, rookie that they got last year.
Mm-hmm.
Miami had Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, Jalen Wright. Do you think Cincinnati would have liked to have Devon Achane? You think Joe Burrow would have liked to have that? Did it stop him from being productive? The man threw for 5,000 yards and 40-plus touchdowns, Tony. What am I supposed to do with that? But these damn people, these idiots in our chat want to still talk about the offensive line. Bro, stop. I'm tired of being nice, Tone. It's true. They're idiots.
Well, to your point, I would say that's the main problem. And then with the team that you brought up, like the Joe Burrow, they still went out and addressed the things that was potentially holding them back. Because at the end of the day, and Joe Burrow is my favorite quarterback. We know this, right? He still didn't get that Super Bowl, right? And I would like to point this out. Do you believe Jalen Hurts consistently overcome?
Tone,
don't have to.
Right there, Tone, but you said Joe Burrow didn't get no Super Bowl. You said Joe Burrow didn't get no Super Bowl, Tone. That's fine. He ain't got a Super Bowl. But what does everybody throw in our faces, Tone, all the time? The Dolphins don't have no playoff wins. Does Joe Burrow have them?
Oh, plenty.
Does Lamar Jackson have them?
Yeah.
Does Josh Allen have them?
Yes.
Does Jaden Daniels have them?
Yes.
Does CJ Stroud have them?
Yes.
What are we talking about? Now, all those guys, all those teams are perfect, Tone?
No, sir. Nope.
Thank you. So again, please tell me how it's not one person. The biggest problem for Tone, forget about the play.
The biggest problem for sure. I know what the biggest, that's for sure.
This is how you kill these people, Tone, right? From a durability standpoint alone, he's the biggest problem. Y'all want to debate that? Y'all want to fight that? The man has played one healthy season in 5 seasons for the Miami Dolphins. What else? What excuse? We're going to blame the offensive line? You want to blame the general manager for Tua getting hurt?
Oh, wow.
Hey, Tony, let me ask you a question, Tony. Because no, Tone, I'm trying to turn up. Tone,
go ahead.
Was Christopher Aloysius Greer III the general manager at Alabama?
No, sir.
He was hurt there, too. Does Stephen Ross own Alabama? Because he was hurt there. Hey, Tone, I got one for you. Hey, chat, let me ask you a question. Did Liam Eichenberg play at Alabama? Because he was hurt over there in Alabama. Hey, Tone, let me ask you this. Did Tyreek Hill play at Alabama? Was he dropping passes over there? I mean, when is enough, Tony? When are we going to say, God damn, bro, it's him?
Hey, listen, man. You're right. I can't get no pushback. We're saying our O-line has been atrocious and needs to be addressed, and you take that as we need to be perfect. Our O-line has never been atrocious. I don't like when people over exaggerate the offensive line, the problems on the offensive line. They haven't been healthy. I give you that. But saying that they've been atrocious that's speaking with feelings and not facts. They haven't been atrocious. They've been, and we have addressed offensive line. They need to address the depth. I will never give any pushback when people say they need to address in the depth. Now, every team in the league doesn't have a great depth in the offensive line, right? But the teams that typically do have, then they can overcome. Or you have that guy at quarterback. The fact that we have a quarterback that get injured, you know what I'm saying? And if you're willing, because we are like me, people like me, Lewis, we saw the writing on the walls, and we was willing to move off of Tua after last season and say let last season be his last season. We were willing to do that. But if you, as the franchise, and y'all are willing to pay the guy, then you have to do what else is needed, which is address the backup offensive line. If you take it from what I would have preferred them to do, bro, he showed you who he was. I get it. I could get if he was healthy and it was improvement. But when Lewis said with durability alone, that ends the argument. You really don't have no pushback on that.
Hey, Tom, you brought up something earlier, right? You said when Kansas City started, because now the argument is depth, right?
Mm-hmm.
You brought up when Kansas City lost their offensive linemen, right? Where did they end up playing?
The Super Bowl. They wanted that.
When they lost that offensive line, so they didn't have. So what you're saying is their backups were what? Let me see if I know how to say this word. Atrocious. You see what I'm saying? These people are just talking. With Miami, they want their starters to be great. They want the backups to be great. And hell, if the backups are great, why don't we get our third string to be great? Because the league don't work like that. Because what Tony just told you is when Kansas City didn't have their starters, guess what they were? Atrocious. But you know what happened, Tone? They went into Buffalo in the AFC Championship game with that horrible offensive line. What did they end up doing, Tone?
Winning.
Thank you. It's just, Tony, I want to know, you know what? I promise everybody in the chat, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go buy me the most expensive and best microphone YouTube has ever seen. Because it sounds like to me, the one I'm working with, y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me with what I'm working with. So I'm going to go, whatever the money is, Tone, I'm going to go buy me the best microphone. What are these people talking about, Tone?
Wow.
Now our backups got to be stars? Man, stop. Ain't no team in this league perfect, but they're still winning games.
That's crazy. Dang, H, I didn't know I was screened. Did I screen one time this whole live? He said so when we don't agree, we in our feelings, but y'all the only one screaming. Y'all is a lot of people. God dang, H. Louis the homie, but he sounded highly emotional. It's passion, H.
No. And that's fine. I can go with that, Tone. H is the homie, right? And Glenn is also the homie. And there's a lot of homies that I see in the chat. But every time I hear them talk, I can't but go and think about one thing.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Tone, it's the same arguments for 5 years, Tony. It's the same excuses for 5 years, Tone. When are we going to give it up, bro?
Dang. Captain Rose got a point. Can't pay your quarterback $50 million and expect the team to be perfect around him. That's a great point. It's a great point. You know when it's going to be enough, and when it's enough is unfortunately probably when he's not here anymore. We do understand that as long as he's here, the people that believe in him, they are going to believe in him. They are. I've come to that understanding. So I say, you know what? I get it. I'm still going to let y'all know that y'all need to think differently, or maybe just try to think outside the box and look at it from both sides of the spectrum, right? Or just say both sides of the arguments, or just take a step back and look at it from an outside looking in and say, well, if you wasn't such a fan of him, would that productivity be successful for you? Would that be satisfactory for you? I'm sorry, not successful, satisfactory for you. I think we could look at it like that. And all I'm saying is based on the offense, I think that's why they didn't address the offensive line as much. But with that same offensive line, I'm sorry, there hasn't been too many games. Can we say how many games we've been blowed out in? Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo. Who else? I think that's the only two that we've been blowed out in.
That's
right?
the only two. That's the only two. And this is what I'm saying, Tone. Now, looking back at it, right? Now looking at it, these people will say Miami hasn't done nothing to address the offensive line. Oh my God, that's what it sounds like. Just a bunch of crying. Now, Tone, what's crazy is looking back at it now, what people will tell you is, why didn't we keep Robert Hunt? We should have kept Robert Hunt. Okay, cool. Tone, Robert Hunt has only been away from this team for 1 year. That was last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. How long have they been calling this offensive line trash?
For at least the past 4 years.
Was Robert Hunt on the line when they said it was trash?
Yes, sir.
But now, all they want to do is bring back Robert Hunt because he was a great offensive lineman. But when he was here, these same people were telling you he was trash. They're never going to be happy because they think the quarterback is, oh my God, he's performing bad because no, he's performing bad because in the biggest moments, he sucks.
H. I don't think Tua is some great quarterback, but I believe we can all win. We can't wait. Let me go back. Oh, that's keep moving up. But I believe we can and will win in the playoffs with him if the O-line and him stay healthy and the defense actually showed up in big games. Do you think week 18 with the game on the line against the rivalry team, decimated with injuries, with the AFC East divisional championship on the line, do you think that was a big game, H? I'm asking for a friend. Do you think primetime in Germany against Kansas City. At that time, they was the defending champions. Do you think that was a big game, H? Again, I'm just asking for a friend.
And there you go, Tom. Now we're starting to be honest. Glenn, in 2023, the O-line was good. And in 2023, you had the leading receiver in the league with Tyreek Hill. You had the leading touchdown getter from the running back perspective in Raheem Mostert. You had a 1,300-some-yard receiver from your number 2 in Jalen Waddle. You had the passing leader in Tua Tagovailoa, right? And guess what happened? In all the big games, against Philadelphia, lost. Against Kansas City, lost. Against Buffalo at home, you were just talking about Week 18. That defense held Buffalo to 14 points. Lost.
That's a fact, right?
That defense against Kansas City in Germany, Tony, in Germany. That Kansas City, they scored what, 14 points offensively?
Yep. So
they lost.
Tua
had a game-tying throw to Cedric Wilson, wide open, underthrown him. That had to do with the offensive line, Tony?
Nope.
Did the defense show up in those games? Well, against Philadelphia, it was a one-score game in the fourth quarter. Did they get blown out in that game?
Nope.
What happened? Who held us back in 2023?
H, I know you're trying to. You said Hill lost that game in Germany single-handedly. We watched those games. What I'm going to redo is reread your comments, sir. I don't think Tua is some great quarterback, but I believe we can and will win in the playoff with him if the O-line and him stay healthy and the defense actually shows up in big games. I pointed out big games that they showed up in, sir. Don't move the goalposts. Don't move the goalposts. That was your statement that I was pointing out and I was addressing. You said if they actually show up in big games, so I gave you a big game that they showed up in. You said big games. I gave you 3 games.
Glenn,
how many big games did you want me to give you? How many big?
No, hey, they'll keep moving the goalposts, Tom. Glenn talking about where were those games at? Well, Week 18 with the division on the line was at home.
It was at home, and then the other one was in Kansas City, was in Germany. So,
and what does it matter where they play at? So you mean to tell me we can't win no road games?
Well, Kansas City did. They won 2 road games on the way to winning the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I'm just pointing that out. Jaden Daniels won 2 playoff games on the road. I'm just pointing that out.
Man, you know what? This is ridiculous.
He's a rookie, by the way. He's a rookie quarterback, by the way.
Yeah, and his running game, that was him.
Joe Burrow went into Arrowhead Stadium. Joe Burrow went in there and beat Patrick Mahomes to go to the Super Bowl. I'm just pointing that out. He was on the road.
Jaden Daniels didn't have no running game neither. He was the leading rusher on his team. By the way, I just wanted to point that out as well.
I mean, you're right, H. You know, it's Friday, so I just wanted, but you know who you're talking to. We could do this anytime you want. Anytime you have an excuse, I will have a rebuttal for you with showing you that another team has done that. So don't talk to me about things as if it's impossible. You want to point out that it's been on the road? Cool. I'm going to show you teams that won on the road. You want to? I'm just sorry. You need your playmakers to show up. And you want to know one thing? Let me ask you. Hold on, Lewis. Let me ask you one question. Ask yourself, why was it on the road? Ask yourself that. Because 2 years in a row, we had at least a 2-game lead in the division, and we flunked it away.
I was just about to bring that up, Tom. So I know when Glenn asked the question, where were those games at? He was talking about some of them big games. And even in the playoff game, yeah, you had to go to Kansas City. But if you would have beat Tennessee in Miami, you would have won the division there and had a home playoff game. What happened there? You want to pull up Tua's numbers from Tennessee? from the 2023 season? You want to pull those numbers up?
No, they don't want to do that.
No, I know they don't. And in that game in Tennessee where they say the defense lost them the game in the last 3 minutes, yeah, sure, that's fine. They also scored the first touchdown of the game in that. And they also, I believe, had a fumble that got them into the 3-yard line to get the offense a second touchdown. They did also do that because the offense in general from the 20 to the 20 was god-awful. The Dolphins offense in that game, Tone, I believe they scored 2 touchdowns that the defense and special teams put them in position that both of those touchdowns came under 10 yards, I believe, of production.
None of them was more than 7 yards.
Okay, cool. So did special teams and the defense help them out? And the defense member, Zach Seiler, I believe, had an interception where he actually scored in that game as well.
For a touchdown. Yep, he picked it up.
So did the defense help him out? Because all they want to talk about is the last 3 minutes where the defense was trash. What about the other 57 minutes?
And all we needed was 1 first down and 2 drives. And the defense wouldn't have been put in that position.
And where was that game at? Where was that game played? In Miami, right?
Monday Night Football in Miami.
How was the weather down there, Tom? Was it snowing?
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
Was it in the 30s? Was it in the 20s?
No, sir. I believe it was in the 70s.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Low 80s, high 70s. Yeah. Nice weather. We was outside. It was cool, breezy. You know what I'm saying? Miami night. Lights was flashing. You know how the Hard Rock Stadium look at nighttime. That thing is beautiful out there. We were having a good time. You know, they turned up. Went up. Yeah, they did went up, and I understand that, right? But things happen.
Here you go, Tom. Here you go. Here's the comment of the night, Tom. Wasn't that the game Chubb took his helmet off and gave them 15 yards? What am I supposed to do with that, Tom? What am I supposed to do? You think that a 15-yard penalty is the reason that costed us the game in a 60-minute game? You believe a 15-yard penalty lost us the game?
According to Glenn.
Wow. Wow, bro.
Woo. Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. Y'all stand on y'all scrub, man. Don't let Lewis bully y'all up here, man.
That boy said context matters. No. Being in that cabinet early matters, according to y'all. Y'all been in that cabinet.
It was a contributing factor. Dang, even you get taking shots from the blitz pickup too.
And that's fine. And let me show you that revolver don't miss. It was a contributing factor. But I can give you another contributing factor to a Tagovailoa. Now if you want to break down that game and you let me know which one was more of a contributing factor.
Oh God. Oh man. Say, and y'all believe wins and losses squarely on the quarterback's back? No, not every game. So me and Lou have had debates about games that I don't believe was on the offense, not even the quarterback in general, but the offense. But I would like to remind y'all that when we talk about the Arizona game, I do say even though the offense, our defense gave up less points than their defense did, I like to always remind him that. But when our offense left the field, we had the lead at the end. So we don't agree with everything. You know what I'm saying? That everything is on the quarterback. I point out certain games, but at the same time, when he's right, he's right. Hey, I'm just here to support the chat so that I don't get fined.
Hey, Tony, have you ever been part of have you ever seen in a game where one team's defense gives up less points than the other team's defense, but the team's defense that gave up the less points lost the game? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Where they do that at?
I was in Miami Dolphins. Arizona.
Okay. These people, Tone, the defense allowed less points than the opposing team, right? And these people blame that game on the defense. Explain, please, Tone, I've been bringing that up for a year and a half. Please, someone tell me how that works. How does the team that beat you, their defense allowed more points than the team that lost defense gave up? How does that work, Tom?
I'm just saying this team loses as a team. Alex rebutted that and said they lose as a team because of Tua.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what? Hey, Tone. Hey, Tone. I'm telling you now, Tone. I am going to be the most petty person in this Dolphin community. When the Dolphins lose a game in 2025,
oh gosh,
I'm gonna go around every content creator, right? And I'm gonna go by around their shows, and I'm gonna see the team loss. And I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna point out the offensive line flaws, the running backs, the drop. I'm gonna do all that, Tone, right? In their losses. But you know what I'm also gonna do,
Petty
Tone?
Lewis
And this is where the Petty Lewis comes in, Tone.
The wins, huh, Lou?
When they win, the first time I see Tua Tagovailoa was cooking, the first time I see Tua was lighting that defense, I'm killing everybody. Because when we win, Tone, I don't hear nothing about no team. I don't hear about the general manager. I don't hear about the offensive line. I don't hear about the head coach. All I hear is about Tua. But when the Dolphins lose, it's offensive line, it's running backs, it's the owner, it's the general manager, it's the lady in the concession stand, it's the one selling the drinks, it's the bathroom attendant, it's the parking attendant, it's everybody when they lose. But when the Dolphins win, it's Tua. Tua was lighting them up and stop.
Oh gosh. He said he's the bathroom attendant, the lady making the drinks.
There you go. Very good point. It's the Blitz Pickups producer. It's everybody else's fault.
Hey, Petty Lewis, I think that's a great name for you, boy. Everybody say Lewis on fire. Kenneth. God, Lou, man, you gonna let them live? Hey, man, listen, man. It's Friday, man. Lou got time today, y'all. He has time. Unfortunately, man, this is listen, Lou not letting y'all up. He keeping his foot on y'all necks, man. He put Sean say this is gonna be a great year. Hey, Lou. I see.
What's good, Tom?
I see. Welcome to the jungle. It remind me. Now we got 33 in the building. Maybe some people that wasn't here earlier came in, checked us out a little late. They realized we were still going strong. 35 of y'all now. Make sure if y'all not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and put the notification bell on all. And what I'm gonna say, hit that like button, please. Y'all hit that like button for us and help and share this content. So he said, "Welcome to the jungle." I want to know, does August come before October?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. My birthday, Tone, is in October, right? And every year when I'm leading up to my birthday, I got to get through August before I get to my birthday. So yes, I'm gonna say August comes before October. Yes.
Oh, okay. We'll figure. What will happen first? Tua win a playoff game or Alex shows up to work?
I'm gonna tell you now. If Alex is waiting for Tua to win a playoff game for him to show back up and work, you might not never see Alex again.
Oh Lord. Oh, so yeah, does August come before October? Question mark. Hey, Lou, you can't elaborate on that.
Well. Again, there was some allegations, right? And again, a shout out, this, that, and the third. But the fact of the matter is, we were accused or whatever, or the implication was there's another blitz or something. I don't know. It is what it is. But the facts are that a little birdie tapped me on my shoulder, right, Tone? And by the grace of God, I got some information that basically says in 2024 of August of 2024, the
August
Blitz
16th
pickup,
to be exact.
August 16th to be exact, the Blitz pickup's first episode and this great channel network was launched. 2 months later, in August of 2020 or October of 2024, a show came on called The Blitz or whatever. And shout out, again, go over there and subscribe too. But the implication was, I guess we stole the name with quotation marks, right? When you throw the two fingers up with quotations. There you go, Tone. Hold them up, right? Get them ready. So in October of 2026, the Blitz was created. But in August of 2024, the Blitz pickup was created. I think August comes before October. So just to clear the air, we didn't steal a goddamn thing. We are the originators of the Blitz pickup.
These are facts. And just for the record, the Blitz pickup, the name didn't start in August 16th. That's when we launched our first show. As you remember, we went on a 2-week, wasn't a 2-week promotion when we was in Spaces, getting people to go subscribe. So
Absolutely.
before we ran our first actual show. So yeah. I just wanted to make sure I seen Welcome to the Jungle. So I wanted to, give you the opportunity because you said you was gonna remind people. Somebody told you need to start a hashtag, does August come before October? Hey, I'm just trying to figure it out. Yep, Sean say, yeah. Y'all was talking a few weeks prior. That is a fact, Sean. Appreciate you. The Blitz pick, was that person a two and there? I don't know. You know what? I don't know if that person was a two and there or not.
I don't know. I don't know if that person was a two and there. I know he's a numbers guy though.
Oh, grades, not numbers. Grades.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my boss. Hey, he grades. Yeah. Hey,
Fonso say he gonna start a show called Grade School. Oh man, yo man, listen man, shout out to y'all man, y'all savages. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all in the chat are savages and we love it. Y'all, we have the best chat on YouTube, bar none. I'm telling you, when it goes down over here in the Blitz pickup, hey, Lou, you know they say defense travels, right? That's what they say.
Sir.
I think our chat travel. I'm trying to tell you, we got a championship chat.
well, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm gonna ask you the same question you asked me. You care to elaborate on that?
All I know is there was a certain individual getting cooked by some Blitz pickup. Subscribe. That's all I'm saying. That's where the August comes before October comes from. Quotation marks. You feel me? But listen, man.
Hey, Tone, you know what I heard when our chat does
imagine
show
if
up
the
somewhere.
chat had an old line. It's crazy.
Oh, hey, yo. hey, Tone, we do have some breaking footage of when our chat does travel, right? You want to see that footage of when our chat travels?
Yes, sir.
Usually, what happens, it looks like this. Hey, Tone, I woke up that morning, Tone, and I said, you know what? Hey, man, I ain't got nothing going on. Let me look for some Dolphin content, right? And when I turned that content on, boy, all I seen was
Hey, Lou, you care to tell us what was the first chat in there? What was the first chat? Can you? I want you to word for word quote, man.
Shout out to my dog Timothy Washington. Timothy Washington was in that chat, basically saying, "I don't know why you would go mess with the two best debaters we have in the community." That's what he said.
The two best, not two up, but was it actually the two best?
Hey, throw them fingers up again, Tone. The two best in the community.
Bang, Bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shout out to the chat, man. We got the best chat. I be telling y'all, man, we got the best chat in the building, man. They don't listen to us, man. You know why? Hey, Lou, you know why they so savage, right? Because the way we be up here, they go in them other ones and they ready. Like, do y'all, you know what we tell? Listen, we tell these stories all the time. And when it comes to fruition in real life, y'all understand. You remember when we said, you know, the champions, the great ones, the hardest work in the toughest competition is in practice. It's not when it becomes easy when you get on that field. You got to put in that work in practice. So coming over here dealing with Lewis, calling y'all idiots. Them other ones, they don't know how to handle that. They would not know how to handle that. So shout out to y'all for always being in the jungle, man, and knowing how to navigate the jungle. You feel me, so to speak. But listen, Lou, man, we already an hour and 40 minutes in here. We appreciate y'all rocking. Still 29 of y'all in the building on a Friday night. Thank you for pre-gaming with the fellas over here at the Blitz pickup as well. Shout out to Jess. She came through even though she has something going on. Shout out to the producer in the back still pulling up. You feel me? And yeah, on a Friday night, y'all rocking heavy with the boys. So Lou, you got anything before we get up out of here?
Well, do you want me to close it out or do you want me to just say anything?
Close it. Well, whatever you want to do, my brother.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I guess I'll close it out. Listen, Jess, salute, be safe. Whatever your endeavors lead you tonight, just be safe. We'll see you back on Monday. For Tony, for myself, for the producer in the back, and again, shout out for pulling up, throwing the polls in the chat. Y'all salute that the producer as well. This is the Blitz pickup, not the Blitz. And we'll see y'all back Monday, 7:30-ish. You know how we do. Hey, left side, right side, front side, back side, revolver don't miss. Bang, 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 bang.